Hello to this fourth video in this series for the Boeing 737 normal procedures. In this video, we'll be going over the pre-flight procedure for the first officer. I start with the flight control panel. So here in the flight control panel, we verify that the flight control switches guards are closed and that the low pressure light is illuminated. Flight spoilers guards are closed. Yaw damper on and verify the light extinguishes. And then in the standby hydraulic, verify that the low quantity, low pressure, and standby rudder on lights are extinguished. And then the alternate flaps master switch guard is closed and the switch is in the off position. And then the field differential pressure, speed trim fail, Mach trim fail, and auto slat fail lights are all extinguished. And then you move to the navigation panel. Here you verify that the VHF, nav, IRS, and FMC switches are all in the normal position. And in the displays, verify the control panel switch is in the normal position and the source is in auto. And then move to the fuel panel. And here verify the engine valve closed and the spark valve closed are illuminated dim for both sides. And the filter bypass lights are extinguished on both sides. The cross-feed selector is closed and the valve open light is extinguished. And then the fuel pump switches off. For the center tank, the low pressure should be extinguished. And for the main tanks, the light should be illuminated if the pumps are off. Now to extend the life of the APU pump, go ahead and switch one of those pump on for the APU. If you have more than 1,000 pounds in the center tank, switch one of the center tank pumps on. Otherwise, one of the left main tank. So here we have more than 1,000 pounds in the center tank, so the left center tank pump on. Next we move to the electrical panel, verify that the battery switch guard is closed, and then cabin utility and in-flight entertainment system switches on. We have switched those switches on during our electrical power-up supplementary procedure. If you have not, then verify they are on or switch them on at this time. And then verify the standby power switch guard is closed. Verify that the light is off, the battery discharge, TR unit and elect lights are all extinguished. Then the generator drive disconnect switches, verify that guard is closed and the drive light is illuminated on both sides. Then verify that the bus transfer switch guard is closed and verify that transfer bus off light, source off light are extinguished on both sides. And the generator off bus lights illuminated on both sides. And the FCOM will go back now to the overheat and fire protection panel at this time. If you have not performed the fire test in the electrical power-up supplementary procedure, then do it now and then start the APU. But we have performed the electrical power-up supplementary procedure, including the fire test and starting the APU in video number 1. Next we need to verify the lavatory smoke light. It's extinguished. It's located here in our airplane. It's not shown in this video. The equipment cooling switches are in normal position and the off light is extinguished. Emergency exit light, go ahead and close the guard and verify the light extinguishes. And then seatbelt sign. The fasten seatbelt, we leave it off at this time until the passengers boarded the airplane and there is no fueling operation going on. In our airplane, the second switch is for the no smoking sign, so make sure that that switch is in the on position. Next, you need to verify the windshield wipers are in park. Then we go to the window heat. Window heat on, B2 heat. Verify the switches in the auto position. In our airplane, we have auto and on, so verify that they are in the auto position. And then verify that the wing anti-ice switch is off and that the valve open lights are extinguished. Then verify the engine anti-ice switches are off and that the cowl anti-ice and the cowl valve open lights are all extinguished. Next, in the hydraulic panel, verify the engine hydraulic pumps are on and the low pressure lights illuminated. Electric hydraulic pumps are off and the low pressure light is illuminated and the overheat light is extinguished. Next we move to the air conditioning panel. Here verify that the ram door full open lights are illuminated And by the way, this panel is a little bit different from what we have in our airplanes, since we have only 2 zones. But the ram door full open is exactly what we have in the airplane. Recirc fan, we have only 1 on the right side, and gasper fan on the left. So as required with the recirc fan and the gasper fan. Air conditioning packs to auto. Isolation valve switch open. Engine bleed air switch is on. ABU bleed air switch on. And then verify that the dual bleed light illuminates. And then verify that the back trip off, wing body overheats, and bleed trip off lights are all extinguished on both sides. Next, we will move to the cabin pressurization panel. Here we need to verify that the auto fail light is extinguished. Off schedule descent light is extinguished. And the flight altitude, we set the cruise altitude. So if we are going to Alaska, we'll set 12,000, for example. Landing altitude, destination field 600 feet. Pressurization mode selector, verify it's in the auto position, and then verify that the alternate light and the manual lights are extinguished. Next, we move to the lighting panel. Verify that the landing lights are retract and off, and fixed light off. Runway turn off lights off. Taxi light off. And then in the ignition panel, select the ignition selector to the right for the first leg of the day, and then alternate. And verify engine start switches are in the off position. And then again to the lighting panel on the right side. Verify that the position light is on and the wheel well light is on. And it's better to turn the position light and the wheel well light on when you start the APU in the electrical power-up supplementary procedure as well. Logo light at night on, daytime off. Anti-collision light, verify it's off, and the wing light off. Next, we move to the mode control panel. Here we set the course for the departure runway. Flight director switch, it says here on in the FCOM. This is another deviation from the FCOM. The captain will be the person who he will be the person who switches the flight director switches to on, both of them. And the pilot flying first, the flight director switch on that side should be turned on. And in the EFIS control panel, minimums, verify they are in barrel. Flight path vector as required. Meters also as required. Barometric reference selector, usually hectopascals in Saudi Arabia. And the barometric to set the altimeter setting as per the latest weather. VOR and NDB switches to VOR. Mode selector to map. A center switch as needed if you want to check the flight plan or check the legs, then you can go center. Otherwise, you leave it in the normal mode. Range selector, for me the best range is 40, so that will give you 20 in the screen, which is reasonable for takeoff. Traffic switch as needed. It should be on to show you any TCAS traffic. Weather radar, verify it's off, and then the map switches as needed. Next we move to the oxygen mask to do the test here. So first you see the cross, and then you hold both the 2 buttons for 5 seconds, verifying the pressure gauge in the aft overhead panel. There should not be a drop more than 100 psi, and verify that the switch is in the 100% position. And then in the clock, set it to UTC. Displays selectors, make sure that they are in the normal position. Takeoff config light and cabin altitude installed in our airplane. Verify that they are extinguished, that they are located in this position here. Disengage test, press it to position 1, and verify 3 amber lights, and then position 2, 2 red and 1 amber light. Okay, now for the flight instruments, you should do the flight instrument check after the IRS have completed the alignment, and you verify those flags that are showing. The TCAS off message, no V speed, and any expected RMI flag. Okay, and next step is to verify the mode annotations are correct. That is, auto throttle mode is blank, roll mode is blank, pitch mode is blank, and after selecting the flight directors, you should have FD here. Then you need to verify the brake temperature light is extinguished, and then we move to the ground proximity panel. Verify that the flap inhibit, gear inhibit, and train inhibit switches are all guards closed. Verify that the GBOS in-up light is extinguished. Okay, next we move to the landing gear panel. Verify that the landing gear lever is down. Verify that the 3 green lights are illuminated and none of the red light is illuminated. Auto brake, select switch to RTO and verify auto brake disarm light illuminates then extinguishes, and verify the anti-skid in-up light is extinguished. And then in the engine display, verify the N1 set selector is in the auto position, the speed reference selector in the auto position, fuel flow switch rate, so go ahead and reset it if it is the second leg. And then the engine instruments check, verify that the primary and secondary engine indications show engine existing conditions. Verify that no exceedance is shown. Verify that the hydraulic quantity indications do not show RF. So RF is not shown here in the hydraulic quantity, and we don't have any sign of any exceedance in any of the indication. Next we move to the cargo fire panel, and this check is needed once per flight day as mentioned in the FCOM. Verify the detector select switches are in the normal position and test switch push. You'll verify that the fire warning bell sounds and that the master fire warning lights are illuminated, and then we'll just press either one of them to cancel the bell while we check the rest of the lights. So here is the bell, fire warning on the right side, and on the left side press either one of them to silence the bell, and you have the master caution both sides. And the green extinguisher lights are illuminated. Verify that the forward and aft light stays illuminated after you cancel the bell, and verify that the detector fault light stays extinguished, and verify that the discharge light stays illuminated. In the cargo airplane we have 3 sections, so it's the only difference is you have one more button here and one more fire extinguisher indication here, and another selector switch, and the same test for the fire warning. So release the switch, and then radio tuning panel. So go ahead and set the radio panel as needed. Usually company frequency on 2, standby is 80s frequency, and then 1 ground frequency and tower frequency. And then the VHF navigation radio, usually the VR for the MAM, and the ILS in case an immediate return is required. Audio control panel set as required, ADF radios as required, HUD system as needed. There's nothing to set here. For the weather radar we do the test once per flight day, so go ahead and press the test. Our panels are slightly different than this one, so make sure that the test light is illuminated in the weather radar panel. Switch the weather radar on both sides, and then return back to the test switch, and then press it on and off. After you finish the test, make sure to switch off the weather radar in both sides, and then the transponder panel set. Do the TCAS test.
TCAS test pass.
The message that we have in our airplane is TCAS test OK, or TCAS test fail. And then the last item here is the stab trim override switch. Verify that the guard is closed. Adjust the seat, adjust the rudder pedals, and then the last item is to do the pre-flight checklist on the captain's command. So again, thank you for watching this video. I hope it was helpful. And the next video is going to be the pre-flight procedure for the captain. Thank you.